the Taiwanese people, the thing I love the most is just how kind they are. Like, they are just some of the most kindest, gentlest people in the entire world. There was never a place where I felt I was in danger in Taiwan. There's never a place where I was like, this looks like a sketchy neighborhood. I hope nobody, comes and robs me. Like, I never felt that in Taiwan. It's incredibly safe. People are very helpful. If you need help, they're always going to help you. Learning the language, people are very encouraging. People would, when I first got there, my Chinese was horrible. People would be like, your Chinese is so good, just keep on learning and things like that. And so they're very encouraging, very kind people. So the people there are just absolutely wonderful. Like, they're very good-hearted people who look out for one another and things like that. And so that was the thing I probably loved the most about the Taiwanese. So the culture, the way the people think and the way they act and behave is it takes a little bit of getting used to if you are born and raised in the US. I think Taiwanese culture is much more polite. People are very, very polite. They don't, it's very rare that you run into someone who will say, you won't often run into extremely rude people. They're very nice, and they have this idea of saving face. And so in Taiwanese culture, the idea of face, which is kind of like your reputation or how people think about you or whatever, is very important. And so what they'll do is that as a missionary, if maybe we contacted somebody and we're talking to them and we set up a time to meet with them because we wanted to teach them about the church or whatever, sometimes they would be like, oh yeah, I'll come. I'll come meet with you. That sounds like that'll be, they'll say yes, but then they'll not show up, which is, at first you're just like, that's so rude. Why would they not do that? But you actually start to learn that that's Taiwanese culture. So instead of they would consider it more rude for them to just straight up refuse to talk to you. They consider it ruder to just tell you up front that they're not interested rather than just say yes and then just never show up. They consider that to be a little bit, they're saving you face. They're not making you look bad. And it was interesting because at first that was kind of frustrating, is that you feel like, you're like, why isn't anyone just honest? Why doesn't anyone just tell me, or something like that? But after a while, you start to appreciate the fact that, you deal with that rather than a lot, people cussing you out on the street or things like that. So that was very noticeable. The Taiwanese are incredibly hospitable, seriously, just some of the most hospitable people. It's very customary when you go into somebody's house, they'll sit you down and they'll bring you a drink, or they'll bring you they'll bring you a snack to snack on while you're in their home. And even if they're not interested in what you're saying, they'll still invite you in. They'll have you down for a drink and something to eat, just to be hospitable. And that was really nice. It's just they're very good in that way. They're very, very hospitable. And I think the Taiwanese they're very good friends. In America, I kind of feel like we make superficial friends. We'll meet people, we'll chat with them for a while, and then we're friends. But we don't really, we don't really go out of our way to, help the people who we consider our friends or things like that. But in Taiwan, it's if you make friends with people, you've kind of made a true friend. They're friends who will take you out to lunch, and they kind of expect that the same for you. It's kind of a reciprocal thing where it's you do something nice for me, then it's my turn to do something nice for you. And then so yeah, I think that friendships are definitely much more solid in Taiwan. If you make friends with somebody, it's much more of a real friendship rather than a superficial thing. So those are some of the things that I noticed about Taiwan.